So Dr. Grant and what's her face's name? Laura.
Ellie Sattler.
Laura. Anyways, you know how I'm talking about, man. This is the first movie they've been in since what? Since the third one?
Laura Dern.
Laura Dern.
She's been in movies since the third Jurassic. Actually, she was only in the first one. But you mean movies in the Jurassic Park series?
I mean,
it's like a door in the window trying to talk about the weather.
I thought you meant like she was completely jobless since the first Jurassic Park movie.
It is like two goldfish talking about stock market right now.
Blackout Shout! Ow!
Welcome. You have now tuned in to the Blackout and Shout podcast with your host, Mike Kincaid.
Can I tell you that Baby Yoda just annoys the shit out of me?
That's because you haven't watched The Mandalorian. Oh, look at Baby Yoda, so cute. Levy Curry.
Some people do all sorts of crazy stuff, like dinosaur romance novels. Those are really a thing. Taken by the T-Rex. A billionaire dinosaur forced me, ravaged by the raptors.
I wonder if there's audiobooks of them. And Jed Vargo. He was always like well known for wearing the Nazi outfit on.
Captain Kangaroo?
Captain Kangaroo.
Didn't he have the...
No. And he did not dress up as a Nazi either.
So sit back. Mike, are you... Listen. Relax. Say transform and roll out.
And enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 138th episode of the Blackout and Shout podcast. What is happening? To my virtual left. Ladies and gentlemen, Jed Vargo.
Hey, how's everybody doing this evening? I'm doing great. How are you doing tonight, Mike?
Doing all right.
Excellent.
Yep. On my virtual right side, Levy Curry. What's happening, Levy?
I'll tell you in like an hour and a half how I'm feeling.
Yeah. So Levy's doing the show with his mind slowly expanding, much to the delight of a number of our listeners, I'm sure.
Yeah.
As time goes on.
So no, I'm doing pretty good, man. So,
for now.
Yeah, for now. We'll see what happens as the show progresses. How far the rabbit hole is that I've just thrown myself into. So, how about you, Mike? How you doing?
I'm doing okay, except for I got this headache right now, and I'm sure I'll make it to the show.
For once, am I like the only one that doesn't have a headache?
No, I don't really get them all that often. I haven't had one of these in a while. One of them cluster headaches.
I should say, am I the only one that doesn't have a headache while you two do? Like, I guess I always have headaches.
Really?
Yeah.
You got chronic headaches?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I knew that about you.
Yeah, it started happening in the last couple of years. It doesn't happen all the time, but like there will be stretches of weeks where I'll have at least 2 or 3 headaches a week. Some of them will be pretty debilitating.
That's the pain in your neck.
Not all of them. Sometimes it is, I think, but no, not all of them.
I get the cluster headaches, Levy. Yes. Like where I'm fine. And then every 20 seconds, 15, 20 seconds or so, it feels like somebody is taking a power drill and just drilling it. Right now it's in the top of my head, but sometimes it's like behind my ear.
Yeah.
And it's just and you never know, it comes and goes and comes and goes. And when it comes in for 3 or 4 seconds, it's so intense, it make you grit your teeth and shit. Yeah. And then it just goes away. And you just don't know when it's going to be over because it's not like a constant, when you get a normal headache, it's just kind of there.
Yeah.
These are just in and out, man. Yeah.
It's a dude,
that's exactly right, dude. I'm definitely, the Arnold face, every like an Arnold O face, whatever that looks like. It's like when the Incredible Hulk is turning but trying not to turn, and then Sucks. But anyway, but other than that, I'm doing all right. Let's go around the horn, starting with Jed. Shout outs, hauls, plugs.
I didn't get anything this past week. Plugs, Hidden Toys. Go check out hiddentoys.net for all your art, science fiction, superhero needs that you could possibly imagine. Check out all the artists there. It's pretty cool. Shout outs, fuck you, John. And that's it. I don't have too much this week.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking tonight might be a little bit of a short one, but if it was a short one, we could say that that Gary, he'll have no excuse not to listen to this one if it's not 2.5 hours long. What were you gonna say?
I did do was that. Oh, that's okay. I was gonna. I podcast RSV to our Facebook page, so we post. It automatically posts on Facebook now.
Yeah, I think I know. When did you start that with his last one?
It's past last episode.
Yeah. I noticed that it had like a straight video link up there, or not a video link, like an audio link. Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a feature
cool.
until I saw it. I think it's new. It's a newer, or maybe I just recently saw it. But I was like, oh, I know we could attach that way, so I did it.
It's definitely good for people that are on Facebook that do not want to dare click a link that will take them to another place, right to the spot where you listen to the podcast.
Outside of their social media safe space. And that's it.
So that's it for you, Jed?
That's it, man. Real quick.
Levy. What about you, Levy? What do you got?
I didn't get anything in the last week. Well, I did. Well, no, I didn't get anything, but I found these 2 guns that go well with my Amazing Yamaguchi Arkham Knight, because remember how I said it didn't come with any guns. So I found a couple guns from another figure to give him. And
you didn't want to dig into the Punisher's stock?
No, because that shit's still all packed away somewhere. So I'm sure I have other guns that I'll be able to use that are more realistic looking than these, but these will do for now. So, but I didn't get anything in the last week. So shout out to my dad and his wife. They're celebrating their 5th wedding anniversary. So,
well, congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Chuck.
Yeah. So, I never thought my dad would ever get remarried, to be honest.
Good for him, man.
Yeah.
Where's your pops at these days?
He actually
He's still
lives
around here somewhere, right?
Well, he was living up in Mountaintop for years, actually, but then they went and bought a house actually not too far from here. I can't remember the name of the township they're in, but you just take 309 north.
Yeah.
Up, and up a ways. I know it's like past Sliders Inn or some shit.
All right. So he's still basically local.
Yeah, he's about maybe like a half-hour drive from me at most. So it's better than the hour and a half.
Was it Shanersville? Is that it, or some shit like that?
No,
yeah, he's talking about right past where Sliders is and shit, man.
Well, not right past it. It's a ways beyond that, but
okay.
Slainton, Neffs.
No, not that far.
Oh, you said a ways, kind of few miles.
Well,
yeah, a couple,
like maybe like
a couple few miles,
maybe like 5-10 minutes past Sliders.
Oh, Neffs. Rod Hill. No, that's way too far. Walnutport.
So
Egypt.
No, we actually used to live up near Walnutport over in Cherryville. That's where I grew up. But
the port of Walnut.
No plugs. I got no plugs. Never do. I don't do anything.
Hair plugs.
No, I don't need hair plugs. I have long, luxurious hair, and I have plenty of it. So no hair plugs needed.
Well, he just got a haircut. He's not talking about the ones on his head. He's talking about his bush right now.
Talk about my ass.
You should get Jason Momoa's face tattooed on your ass, and then you could have this long ass hair, and you could style it like around the face and shit. I'll
have his face shaved in.
That's one way to get views. Put Blackout and Shout on the map, Levy.
Yeah, okay.
Oh man. So that's it for you then, Levy?
Yeah, that's it for me, man.
Word.
What about you? Anything?
I got the Fans Toys reflector.
What?
And
reflector?
Or not reflector, perceptor, my bad.
Okay.
Perceptor. And
didn't X Transbots just come out with theirs like a week or two ago?
Yeah, they did. I got them both.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I got them both, but and I think I like the Fans Toys one better.
Yeah, you can't tell me that the release window wasn't a coincidence.
Yeah.
When I saw the picture of your DTOF, did you have all three of them same shelf?
Yeah, I was doing a comparison pick to throw up on the page.
Is that the first Tesla version one?
The first Tesla was the one in the middle. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the
the one with all the sculpted detail in it.
It's crazy.
To be honest, that's actually my favorite out of the three. Just for that reason alone.
He still looks cool. Yeah, he still looks cool.
His face is kind of wonky, but didn't they come out with a replacement face or something like that in another release?
They sent it along with one of their other bots, but I can't remember which one it was. One of the Dinobots, maybe. Snarl. I don't know. Can't remember. It's been a while.
Oh, I don't remember seeing any Perceptor faces with my Dinobots.
No,
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, you would.
Well, you only got the $20 versions.
That's true. I don't have the deluxe.
You might be right on that one, Jen.
Maybe.
It's crazy when you don't handle something for a while how you remember it, like that first Tesla. Like brother Kyle I was saying something about showing him the new one, and I had the old Tesla sitting there, and he's like, "Well, it's not too much different than that, you know." And then you put them side by side, and you're like, "Holy shit, man!"
Yeah.
Like they couldn't be more different.
Yeah, perception is reality.
Yep.
So when we first saw that Tesla, when we first saw that Tesla, it was Perceptor. But still, we thought he looked really screen accurate because he was vaguely shaped like Perceptor.
Yeah, that was the guideline back then, right?
Yeah. So he was Perceptor shaped. So the fact that the cartoon had no line detailing at all, and this one had copious amounts of it, we're like, hey, they're identical.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like he jumped right off the fucking screen. But
we said that about every Megatron 2 that came out.
Said that about Optimus Prime MP10 also.
MP10, yeah. Oh man.
And you look back at those gorilla arms and you're like, wow, how did I not see that before? Not that I don't mind. Not that I mind the gorilla arms. I think it's fine. So, but it'd be great if I could find them.
Still missing.
I haven't looked.
I haven't looked. I don't know why I can't find them.
They're probably right on the other side of the closet door, just sitting there. Big box that says G1 on it,
with arrows pointing to the G1. He did that 2 weeks in a row now, where he says that he can't find his Autobots, and then you ask him where it, oh, I didn't look for him. I also got the First Aid, the Oculus Max First Aid, and he's pretty good, man. And you know what? It's funny too. I don't know if this is a conversation for another time, but the X Transbots and Fans Toys have really gone down this crazy let's load as much die cast into a figure as we can type of thing. And they've gotten so they're so heavy. When you feel that was the biggest surprise, even more than the old Perceptor looking the way it did. When you pick it up, you would never guess that that's a Fans Toys figure if you didn't know it, because it was almost completely plastic. There was very little die cast, and I think maybe his feet, if at all. And the new ones are so heavy, but I don't know. It doesn't always mean they're better figures, because that Oculus Max First Aid feels really good, and he's probably 100% plastic. I don't know that he has any die cast in him, but yeah, he's a cool figure. That's all I got. That's all I got this week. I just got those two robots. Oh, I did get some. I went down to IKEA and picked up a couple cases, and I got my new collection space kind of sorted. So we're going ahead with this edition finally. And and now that we know what we're doing, we had to like cut it back a little bit, you know, just because building is so expensive, and there doesn't seem to be any kind of relief in sight as far as that goes. And we were just tired of being crammed in, and we're like, you know what, we gotta figure out a way to bring the price down and move forward with it. So we're just gonna do the one floor and not gonna do the basement, because the basement was gonna end up being too expensive. So now that happened, like it was almost immediately after those guys left, I'm like, all right, well, the space I have right now is the space I'm always going to have. And there's going to be nothing more, nothing less. Like that's what it's going to be. So I like got the plan together, and I got rid of one of the cases and I replaced them with a couple of details. I built the base this week, and I was out. She was laughing at me because I was out on, what was it, last Saturday morning? It was like 25 degrees, and I was out there spray painting this base and shit. So yeah, but I'll tell you this much. Now that I know my space and its parameters, it got me having a little bit of an anxiety attack, because that's all the space I'm ever going to have. So there's only so much stuff I could stuff in there before it looks like a mess. You know what I mean? And it's like, we're not going to stop collecting anytime soon. So it's like, man, dude, I hope all this shit paces itself when it comes out, because there's going to come to a point in time. Like right now I got empty shelves here and there and empty spaces here and there, and places where I could squeeze a little bit more space, but I know it's limited because it's all in that room, and knowing it's going to be full one day, and then having to like figure out, all right, what franchises do I not want to, who the hell Brother Kyle brought up Dinosaurs. And on the surface, I'm like, dude, I will collect the shit out of a line of Dinosaurs if somebody ever did those, you know? But like, that would be one of the ones that would get cut if I ran out of room. So I'm not even trying to go down that road. I'm trying to like figure out where my line is now and just stick to it and just enjoy those other action figures when I go to my friend's house that buys them rather than me buying them myself. But it looks good down there, man. It's starting to look like all one room. Like instead of that back room looking like a back room, basically, it actually, like the way I have it set up now, it actually like looks like it's part of the collection room. So it's kind of cool. So now I got that space downstairs, and Nessa has her space upstairs. So she could start filling that in. It was sad looking when I took my toys out of the ones in the living or in the dining room. Like it looked like our toys broke up and mine moved out, and there were like 9 empty Detolf shelves, and it was sad looking.
It's supposed to be an image.
Wait, where am I? Are you on air? Yeah, who Jared put that in, didn't he? I saw that earlier this morning. So yeah, so I got all that shit done. Let's see. I got not a ton of shout outs or any at all that I can think of, but plugs. It's not really a plug, but I did some butt art this week, and that was fun. We did the Super Bowl. I painted the Super Bowl matchup on Vanessa's butt, and she backed it onto a piece of a poster board, and I stuck it on Facebook, and within an hour I got a message, and I'm not going to mention names, but somebody wants Mandalorian and Grogu butt art.
When you first said butt art, I thought you meant you just made something shitty.
Well, that's a brownie chuckle. That is a brownie chuckle right there, Jed. You heard it?
Yep, I hear it.
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess I got to do this Grogu Mandalorian butt art. And I looked at Vanessa, and we were trying to like figure out how much to charge for butt art, and then and then after all that, I looked at her and I'm just like, is this what we're doing now? Like, is this what we're doing? We're doing butt art we'll do butt art for money.
That's your legacy now.
That's right. That's what we're gonna leave behind.
Oh, fuck.
A bunch of franchise logos in the shape of asses. Put it in the time capsule.
Michael Asolo.
Yeah. Man.
Tell me more about the why band.
Well, she did the hentai tissue box, and I don't know if it was up long enough for any of you guys to see it.
I saw it.
I didn't see it. Just read it to me.
It's like I'm drawn to that sort of stuff. Like when it goes up, I'm like, oh hey.
Are you talking about like anime or porn? Or are you talking about anime porn specifically?
Any, really.
Well, so she hits me up the one day. I didn't even know she was doing this shit. She hits me up like maybe about a week and a half ago. And she had these tissue boxes. She did the Hellraiser box, which, by the way, you should go to Clever Devil Studio on Facebook or Instagram and check that out. She did a really cool like lament configuration tissue box. Cool. And then bought a second tissue box. And then like one day she sends me a picture of the side of it, and it's got like this like 9-inch anime penis on the side of it with like a tongue running up it or whatever. And I was like, so we're drawing dicks now. Like, are you serious? Like, I thought it was a joke at first. And then she's like, nah, I'm doing these hentai. I'm going to do this hentai tissue box. So she did the dick with the tongue on it. And then she did like an open mouth, like asking for the dick on the next panel. And then she did like these like really big ass titties, like disproportionately big ass titties. And that's something for me to say that on the one side. And then on the other side, it was just like this spread starfish and vagina bent over on the other side. So she puts this up on a book, and it was so funny the way she censored it, because she put the censor things over the nipples and put the censor thing over like the butthole and the vagina, and then the dick took up the whole side of the box, and she put the censor tag just over the head. So the other 8 inches of like veiny dick were still completely visible with the tongue running up it, you know? So, and I shared it on my wall, and then she hit me up and she said, yeah, they got me. And I'm like, what do you mean? And she sent me the screenshot, and here she got 30 days in the FB joint. And then I'm like, oh man. And then here, like an hour or two later, they got me for 3 days for sharing it. But then I guess what must have happened was what I did was I appealed it. And then the only thing I could think of is that they went back to look at it. And since they took Vanessa's down, it just showed up as, you ever try to show somebody something on a page or in a group that they're not a part of, and it says like attachment unavailable.
Not available, whatever.
They must have looked at that and had no idea what the hell they tried to get me for, because they reinstated me immediately. But she, I guess, wasn't so lucky. So now I'm just going on her wall every day and posting shit about how she loves the Eagles and all that shit, which is fun.
Listen, officer, I don't even know what these pictures are.
I just shared it. I know art when I see it.
I thought it was just art.
It is, yeah. I don't know what hentai is. I thought it was some kind of food.
All right, Mr. Kincaid, we'll let you off with a warning this time.
Yep. And meanwhile, they cut to me, and I'm on the phone, and the box is right there on the table next to me.
Did she get one phone call?
I don't know. I forgot to ask her. Apparently, well, now she get multiple phone calls because Messenger is still available.
Oh,
so she got the message about doing the Grogu Mandalorian butt art. Look, like we definitely live like a couple of 13-year-olds over here. It's kind of funny. But that's all I got. 13.
No, I didn't do hentai. No, I didn't do hentai when I was 13. Nor did I do butt art. So it must be a different experience than it was for me.
This one dude, Sanjay, his name is, he's from the THC Bird Gang. He commented on the picture, and he's like, I do puzzles with my wife, but this sounds a lot more interesting. Sanjay, I can guarantee it. God damn it. That's all I got to report for this week. That was We're Getting the edition. I got a new spot in my collection room. I did butt art. and Vanessa's in jail, and let's fucking go. What's next? We're gonna move on to the news, Jed.
Sure.
Everybody seems. And now the news. Oh yeah, how did it go? The news. It was long and creepy, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. I can't remember exactly how I did it.
Just like the hentai art. Just
what was longer, the word news or the dick on the side of that box? This is such a high energy show right now tonight, dude. Like Jed's sick. I got a headache. Like Levy's 25 minutes into a brownie or however long. How long ago you eat that thing, Levy?
Like 8 o'clock or so, right before 8.
Oh, okay. So you're an hour in. Oh, let's get it rolling. Levy's about to fucking lose it. Let's go.
So I only have one death. Douglas Trumbull died. He was 79 years old. He was. Yeah, it's kind of sad. It was only 1 week, so one death, 1 week. He was a special effects supervisor. He did the special effects for very classic movies for like 2001, the first Star Trek movie, Blade Runner. He also directed the sci-fi movie Silent Running. I don't know if you guys remember that. That was like a late 70s, early 80s movie.
Silent Running was that
Mike and the
Mechanics? Was that Mike and the Mechanics song? Did they do that song about that movie?
No.
Okay.
Was that the movie about the Jamaican bobsled team?
What's that, Levy? Was that the what?
Was that Silent Running? Is that the name of that movie about the Jamaican bobsled team with John Candy?
That was cool.
No. No, you're both way off.
Yeah, but at least the Mike and Mechanics was the same title.
Yeah, it was kind of like alien-y a little bit. That song, at least the music video was. Yeah. Can you hear
what was the movie about the Jamaicans?
Cool Running.
Cool Running. Bobsled?
Oh man, I was way off.
Yeah, that was another Robert Palmer right there.
Yeah. It's Cool Running.
Yes.
Silent Running.
Silent Run was the sci-fi movie about the guy. I think it was can't remember what parts of the planet, but they like had these big, huge discs that are like parts of the planet was like saved, and they were like on this big spaceship, and they were like these big, huge geodomes. I don't know if it was like lakes or forests or whatever, but then like he was like a maintainer of this stuff for one day when they could return to Earth to bring all that stuff back and reseed the planet. And then some corporate people said, no, this is too much energy or whatever, so we're just going to destroy everything. Fuck. So he like mutinies and basically tries to save the ship and all the stuff on it, and hides out in the rings of Saturn on zero power. That's where the Silent Running thing comes from, like a submarine.
Oh, yeah.
It's and he had a couple like droid type of things like falling around. If you look at it, you might have caught it like when you were a kid, like on Saturday morning. It kind of had like a black hole, like Disney type of feel to it a little bit. But it was like a very corporate message type of thing. But he was like Doug Trumbull was like, he was all into like he revolutionized like the special effects stuff back in the day. For like 2001 was a basically a turning point for science fiction stuff. And then when they did the original Star Trek, he was supposed to work on Star Wars, but he didn't have time because he was working on Close Encounters of the Third Kind. So he did all that classic special effects back in the day.
Yeah.
It says here they're on a songs facts page about Silent Running by Mike and the Mechanics. It says there is a 1972 sci-fi movie called Silent Running starring Bruce Dern, but has nothing to do with this song. Mike Rutherford told Song Facts that he hadn't even heard of the film when he wrote the song. So there's that. That's a cool song, by the way, Jed.
It is a cool song. When I was a kid, I used to listen to it all the time.
Me and Tony were talking about doing that for the McCullen Project as a McCullen Project song, which I think would be pretty cool if it was heavied up a little bit.
Let's see. So trailers. What trailers would you guys like to talk about?
How about the Adam Project?
There you go. Talk about it. Tell us what you think.
Oh no! I want to hear what you think.
He just wants to hear what you think, and then he wants to agree. He wants to agree with it.
Yeah.
So you don't have to say much.
I think it looks great, Levy. I can't wait to see it. What do you think?
I agree, Jed. I think it looks great, and I would also like to see it. Levy.
It reminds me of a more action-oriented version of the movie The Kid, if you ever saw that.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I never heard of it either.
Bruce Willis. He's this guy who is very successful in his adult life, but then, he's kind of a jerk and whatnot, and I guess he had suffered, a loss in his childhood, so it really affected how he grew up. But then one day, his younger self just shows up at his door, and it's a movie about him having to get back in touch with himself and all that, and before he can so he can solve the problems in his life, and then solve the problems for himself when he was younger, because it actually was him from the past. And it was a good movie. I liked it.
I remember seeing that.
It's a Disney movie. If you got Disney Plus, you can see it. So, but it's really good. It's really good. It's a really, really nice, sweet movie. So this looks like this Adam Project looks like a more action-oriented version of this movie. The Kid. Disney's The Kid.
I thought when I saw it was that that's Jennifer Gardner, right? The mom.
Yeah.
And the dad is Mark Ruffalo, right?
Yeah.
So my wife used to watch this movie all the time with them in it, where she went into the future or something like that when she was a kid, and her
13
friend
going on 30.
Yeah, right. And they get together at the end. So this could be a potential sequel to that movie, right?
What movie was it, Levy?
13 going on 30. It's basically remember the movie Big?
Yeah, it's like that.
It's the same movie, but with Jennifer Garner in it.
Oh, okay.
But it was like they fast forwarded to her being like an adult, but she was only 13.
Right. Yeah, like it wasn't that she just suddenly became older. Like she actually woke up and it was the future.
In the future, right? Because Mark Ruffalo's character was older, and he was like the same age and everything like that.
Oh.
And what's the guy that played Gollum?
Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis was in it, yeah, and he was like her boss and shit.
And 13 going on 30?
Yeah.
I don't know. I never watched that shit.
Yeah, it's like I had to watch it like 6 times, I think, at the apartment. I was like, okay. But yeah, anyway, so they get together and they live in the suburbs now. So that could be they had Ryan Reynolds as their son, which makes sense, I think.
Yeah, Elektra and Hulk got together and have a kid named Deadpool.
Yeah, that's about right. But it looks funny. It looks good. I am interested in Firestarter. Doesn't that look
really? I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, man.
I'm filing that under another more sequels that are more remakes that didn't really need to be remade.
Well, the original is really awesome, and the original was always like the Stephen like mutants, like the dad and her and stuff. They were like like a mutant type of pre X-Men type of situation. It was very it could have definitely fell in type of X-Men story. It looks like they're gonna like cut on more of the story with the father and the whole company thing.
You think that's what they're gonna do? They're gonna try and like make it like a cinematic universe, and they have all these kids with these powers and shit.
Maybe, because they were kind of doing that in the original movie. I never read the book, but I know that they did have other kids in that. I guess that government facility. Yeah,
I should say Logan reminded me of Firestarter.
Yeah, it's same type of, you know, idea where the kids are getting experimented on, you know, taken away and used as weapons for the military.
Yeah, father, daughter on the run.
Yep. And he always had like the father always had like the purple man type of powers where he could convince people to do anything he wanted.
The one scene that stands out for me is when like agents came, I guess, for him and his daughter. Or no, I think it was when they killed they killed his wife. And like he just looks at the guy and says, "You're blind!" And like he's like, suddenly the guy can't fucking see. And he's like he's racked with pain in his eyes or whatever.
Yeah, that was a good movie. That was wasn't George C. Scott the bad guy, the janitor or whatever?
Maybe.
And what's her name? Who played Charlie? That was
Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, Drew Barrymore. Thank you. Yep. I was gonna say the E.T. chick, Drew Barrymore. Mike, do you remember the 80s Firestarter movie?
I do not.
Really?
No, I do not. Yep.
Oh, wow. I think that'd be right up your alley, man. It's like I said, X-Men Mutants type of Stephen King thing.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't not watch it because I didn't want to watch it. I just didn't watch it because I wasn't sure that I knew it existed. Like up until Levy said that this was a remake, I didn't realize that this was a remake.
Really?
Yep.
Well, you missed out, Mike.
Yeah, well, I mean, like it's you know, I could go back and watch it anytime, unless they had a VHS burning between then and now, and that was the only place that was available.
How about you, Mike? Which trailer would you like to speak of?
Let's see. Oh man, Jurassic Park, man.
Yeah.
Jurassic World Dominion. And I guess, and this is it, huh? Or so they say in the trailer.
I hope so.
Yeah. I can't get enough of dinosaur movies, man. I guess this will open the door for other dinosaur movies if there are no longer Jurassic Parks coming out, because it's not like we can go from now till the end of time without any more dinosaur movies, can we?
We could. We just go back and watch, the other, 14 dinosaur movies that have been out since then.
Yeah, well,
What's the one? There's that one, what's it called? Oh, shit, I can't remember the name of it. It was about the priest that special powers he could turn her, and he fought crime and ninjas.
Oh, Velocipaster.
That's it, Velocipaster.
What? Yeah.
That's a thing?
Yeah, you don't need any more dinosaur movies after that one.
Oh, man.
Velocipaster. There's a tagline to that movie, I think. Yeah. The Velocipaster.
They throw. I can't say that on the show, or should I?
It's the Velocipaster, a man of the claw.
A man of the claw.
Like a man of the cloth.
When it's Velocipaster feeding time, do they throw young boys into the cage?
Oh.
I only say shit like that to make Levy uncomfortable. I like to
pagans. Young pagans.
Young pagans. But Dominion. So Dr. Grant and what's her face's name? Laura
Ellie Sattler.
Laura. Anyways, you know how I'm talking about, man. This is the first movie they've been in since what? Since the third one?
Laura Dern.
Mm-hmm.
Laura Dern.
She's been in movies. She's been in movies since the third Jurassic. Actually, she was only in the first one. But you mean movies in the Jurassic Park series?
I mean,
it's like a door in the window trying to talk about the weather.
I thought you meant like she was completely jobless since the first Jurassic Park.
It is like two goldfish talking about stock market right now.
I like when Levy shows up to the show like this, man. Yeah. You should have a half a brownie before every show. Could you imagine her and what's Dr. Grant's real name?
Sam Neill.
Sam Neill, yeah, like can't get a goddamn job anywhere.
Need more movies.
Jurassic Park ruined his life. He did Event Horizon and Jurassic Park, and then his career just ended.
Yep.
Yeah. So, anyways, back to my original point. They showed up for the first time in a couple movies.
Yeah.
Well, I know they had. Was he in that? Was that the scene, or was it in one of the other Jurassic World movies? Was he in the first Jurassic World movie?
Oh, Sam Neill?
No, was Sam Neill? I don't know. It's one of those things where like everything's blood. These fucking Jurassic Park movies. I know there was. Can't remember if it was the last one or the one before that. Fuck. Was there like a fucking Congress hearing or something like that? I guess I don't think
that was what's his face was part of that was
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So it was Jeff Goldblum. I knew it was like somebody from one of the older movies. But the Asian dude was in them, right? The guy, the Richard from the first.
Yeah,
Jurassic
well, he was in all of the Jurassic World movies,
right?
But he wasn't in Jurassic Park 2 or 3. Yeah, they kind of made him a dick in the freaking Jurassic World movies.
Yeah, basically, he's the bad guy, the protagonist.
Yeah,
Antagonist.
Antagonist. Yeah.
Antagonist.
Yeah. Yeah. He's kind of a dick trying to sell dinosaurs to the military and shit, and
yeah. Well, he's making money, right?
Designing new ones, basically to be killing machines and shit.
I wanted the dinosaurs to win, by the way. Like at the end of this movie, being that this is the last chapter in the Jurassic Park story, I want dinosaurs to overrun the entire planet. Because really, what other way? How could this end? Like, other than that, ain't gonna find some way to wipe out an entire planet's worth of dinosaurs if they got out there.
Just give them a virus,
right?
Kill them off.
Yeah, man. That's like in Deadpool 2 when he looks at the screen and he goes, "That's lazy writing."
It is.
Yeah.
So
I guess we'll find out soon enough.
Just had the dinosaurs eat everybody, right?
Well,
I know. Just fucking turn into like
even the herbivores.
Yeah.
Hadrosaur coming and chowing down on somebody.
Right. Just convert it from from Jurassic World to fucking Dino Riders, right? Just take that step, right? Just put fucking lasers and shit on them.
I would be all for it.
Look, all I want is some dinosaurs with some freaking laser beams on their head.
Yeah.
I mean, throw me a freaking bone here.
Levy suddenly has turned into John Bailey.
Yeah, he's John Bailey. Yeah, he is John Baileying us right now.
Laser.
What else we got here?
Vikings.
Okay, so is it me or, by the way, all the beard guys are psyched right now. Is it me or Viking stuff? And I'm into like this kind of shit, but it's starting to become like the zombie thing for me. Like where there's this never ending deluge of Viking stuff and really? It's all starting to look the same to me.
I can think of 3 Viking things, and that's it.
Which 3 are you talking about?
Well, there was the original Vikings TV show that was on that ended, right? And then there's the Assassin's Creed Valhalla,
okay,
which was Viking stuff, and this is there.
Last Kingdom.
Oh, was that a Viking thing?
Yeah, like it's all starting to look like how many different ways can we do dudes with long hair and beards and swords before everybody's just long haired dudes with beards and swords, which I realize is cool and all. I'm all for it, but I don't know. It's like when I watch this, all I'm saying is that when I watch this, I don't see anything that makes this any different than Vikings would have been, or Last Kingdom, or any of these other.
Well, this Vikings, this show is from the same people that made the original Vikings on the History Channel.
History. Me and Levy were trying to figure that out, if it had anything to do with that story, or
producers. It takes place years. I think like don't know how many hundreds before Ragnar and all that stuff.
Imagine you do a Viking show for 7 years or however long that show lasted, and then you get done and it's like, hey, Bob, what do you want to do next? Hey, man, let's do another show about Vikings. and then there, another 7 years of this shit.
This was like when they the whole Vikings thing, it was like a obscure, historical character, Ragnar Lothbrok and his whole family and all that stuff that not a lot out. But Valhalla is going to be focusing on like more famous Vikings that people do know about, like Leif Erikson, right, and the other ones, yeah. So,
God of War is also Norse mythology.
Is it
the new one on PS4? Because he left Greece and ended up in Midgard. Was raising his son with his Norwegian wife.
I never played the new.
It's really good.
I wasn't aware setting.
Yeah. So like he's fighting Norse gods and
Beta Ray Bill.
It's all Norse mythology. And they delve into all that. It's really, really cool. And the game plays like a complete reinvention.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah,
I know. I never did. It was like how did it end? Like, was that the last one before this new one? Like the whole Norse setting?
Yeah. The God of War 3 was where he finally killed Zeus and all the Norse gods and whatnot, or not Norse gods, the Greek gods and shit. And he ended up killing Gaia, I think, and I can't remember if he killed all the Titans or not. But then this game opens up where he's this new game on PS4. It opens up where he's in Norway or whatever, Midgard, as they call it. So, but the gameplay is like completely reinvented because before it was just like a third person action game where the camera was zoomed out. This now is more like third person over the shoulder.
And it's kind of how they did with the whole Assassin's Creed thing. Like once they got to Odyssey, they redid all the controls and mechanics and stuff, and it's for the better.
Yeah. See, in this one, he doesn't have the Blades of Chaos anymore. He has this magic axe that when he throws it, it returns to his hand. So, but later on in the game, you do get the Blades of Chaos back, but I haven't gotten that far yet.
Cool.
Sorry, go on.
No. I don't think we have one trailer yet, except
Lightyear.
Buzz Lightyear?
Yeah.
Thoughts? Opinions?
What are your thoughts and opinions, Jed?
Hey there, Levy. What do you think of the new trailer? I think it looks good. I think it looks like it's it's in the kind of an exciting sci-fi story based on Toy Story.
Right, but do you think this is actually a movie that exists in that universe?
Yeah, it's supposed to be
this is a movie that like Andy and his mom would go see, and or it could be like more modern, and that this is just like part of that whole nostalgia thing where they bring back old properties as with a new coat of paint and stuff. Kind of like how Kill Bill is a movie in the Quentin Tarantino universe.
That's a good question. I was thinking along the lines where maybe this is like the real story of Buzz Lightyear, right? And then they made action figures out of his story, and that's where you get the Toy Story setting.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I think that's my headcanon where that's going. Or it could be Buzz Lightyear just having a dream about how awesome he could be, or like a very cool version of like his story instead of being Toy Story-esque.
But if they made action figures, they usually make action figures from, stuff from movies and such, right?
They make action figures of famous people too. Sometimes. Dude, I'm just fucking guessing. Who knows? I have no rhyme or reason how this fits into any other fucking movie that is.
I think it would be neat if it was a movie in the Toy Story universe, like the live action adaptation of the children's cartoon show.
There you go.
You know,
Mike,
and like Andy, we can go see it. And he's like, he's like 32, and he's like, oh man, I used to have Buzz Lightyear when I was a kid. This movie's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, just like Transformers, right?
Exactly like Transformers, man. Yeah. Are there any more trailers?
You care about this movie? I care.
No.
No. All right.
Not really. I'm just not into. I'm just.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I don't like it. Like, it's cool and all. I've seen pieces of this movie and that movie, like a bunch of these Disney movies and Pixar movies and shit. But I'm just not.
So you're not a Toy Story fan?
Not particularly. But I mean, that makes it sound like I don't like it. I think it sucks. Like, I don't think it sucks. I just don't. I'm just not. It's not my wheelhouse. Let's put it that way.
Okay. So let's move on to the part of the show. What did you watch this week? Mike?
I saw that you mentioned Yellow Jackets. What was that? Oh, I saw that you mentioned Yellow Jackets.
Yeah.
And me and Vanessa have been watching that, and that's actually a pretty interesting series.
Isn't that the one where like the girls are in that plane crash, and then like it takes place like between that time and like 30 years later?
It's like a cross between Alive, Lost, and like a psycho horror type of theme.
Yeah. So that is the show I'm thinking of.
Yep. Christina Ricci is in it, and Juliette Lewis.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I actually did want to see that. What streaming service is that on?
Showtime.
Showtime. I don't think we got Oh, maybe we do get Showtime on Amazon. Maybe she ordered.
A movie I really like with Christina Ricci in it? I think it was Christina Ricci. Black Snake Moan. You guys remember that film?
I know of it. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tyler Gillette.
Hey, yo, we interrupt your regular scheduled programming to bring you an important message. Are you jonesing for some new metal to bang your head to while in public or at work in the workplace? You should tune in to Decepticon on Spotify and follow the playlist 88.1 Twisted Chassis Radio. That's actually a thing. I started a playlist. There's like 200 some odd songs on there. I'm always adding to it. So yeah, follow me if you want. I'm gonna be Spotify famous. It's the new TikTok. The kids aren't up on it yet. I'm getting there ahead of the curve. You know what I mean? It's it's like the NFT of TikToks.
The NFT. I was thinking about that whole NFT conversation, and like, music is kind of an NFT. How? It kind of is, because it's not really, you can't hold it. It's not there. Like, it's there, but it's not there.
Oh boy.
And anybody can make a copy of it. I mean, you could buy the original
ass and took a picture of the shitty toilet paper, and I posted it up and made $100,000. So the NFT of my ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. How's everybody doing? I'm sorry to just barge in like this. I have no manners, even though I'm Canadian.
Feel free to stop in and advertise anytime you want to. It's cool.
Go birds.
Go birds.
So Tom Brady's retiring.
Well,
I've seen Mike lighten up the boards in excitement.
Yeah, so he says, but we're like, I'll be.
It's confirmed.
Well, yeah, he announced it, but I won't believe anything until the season starts next season, and he's not anywhere.
Like Brett Favre.
He's somewhere right now in a room with closed doors, talking to next Super Bowl's refs, wanting to be announced like the fucking Undertaker, where they just shut off all the lights and show up and he wins the Super Bowl again.
Right, by himself.
Yeah, by himself.
It'll be the Rams versus the Bengals, and like he'll have won, and then somebody will have the inside tip on that, because there'll be like one moron that was like, yo, some dude laid down $1 million that Tom Brady would win the Super Bowl between the Bengals and the Rams. What a moron. And then he would come out and do it, and then that guy would split the money with Tom Brady, and there'll be a whole Brady Gate investigation going on next season when they need some drama to talk about.
Bro, he's the Kanye West of sports.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you finish. Yeah, right. But Tom Brady had the greatest Super Bowl of all time.
So how would you feel if he joined the Eagles?
Man,
this is why I'm here, Mike. I'm asking the real question.
If he gets them wins, he's all for it.
This is a tough question. So, I mean, you know, if I was to be honest, like I'm there for the jersey, not the name on the front of the jersey, not the name on the back of the jersey. You know what I mean? Like, so if somebody becomes an Eagle, it's like, well, they're an Eagle now. So I can't even really talk any shit and try to tell you that I'm going to hate him because I hated Terrell Owens. And then Terrell Owens became an Eagle, and I love Terrell Owens. So
I was forgiven.
Yeah,
if
you know,
Brady became an Eagle, you'd be hoping he was talking to the refs daily.
I don't want to win like that either. I don't want to win. I don't want to win under some fucking shady circumstances. Like I want the win to be the win. You know.
Well, good news for you. You're not part of the team, so it wouldn't matter anyway.
Wouldn't matter. I ain't got shit to say. Oh, that would be great, dude. It would be a big fucking controversy. Tom Brady coming to the Eagles. They win like 5 in a row, and he retires at age 50, and they end up with 6 Super Bowl wins, and then the Cowboys only have 5, and then they're all old anyway.
I bet you his initiation would have to eat the Philly shit sandwich.
He would pay somebody to eat it for him,
probably,
and we'd be all right with it.
So I actually I saw your post earlier, and I thought I missed it. My days are all mixed up because I work too much and I don't sleep enough. So when I saw you guys online, I was gonna write in the question, but I thought it was too late. But Levy, if you want to get out your notepad so you can answer this later, or we could just do it right now, I'm fine with that. My question for the show, and like I know Jed is absent. He doesn't like being in the same room with me since you know we both dropped drawer that one time and he realized what was up. But no, my question for the show was what's the moment that you realize that your collecting has ascended to a whole new plateau? Because like we all started somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, like when did you realize that you were on a whole different plane of collecting? Like what was the moment that started it for you? Was
like
it
when
like
you were no longer just
like a year or a convention? Yeah, when you were no longer just like looking through bargain bins at your local toy shop or trying to find like, you know, toys from the 80s online for cheap prices. When's the time that you realized? Yeah.
For me, it would have to be when I bought my first third-party figure.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because up to that point, I'd only ever bought mainline Hasbro stuff, you know, and the occasional Masterpiece figure, you know, because the releases were very, very sparse at that time, and they, you know, that was before MP10 came out, I think. So
was third party out before MP10 came out? Because I thought MP10 pretty much launched the third party wave.
I think it was. Maybe
yeah,
not.
because MP1, like the whole Masterpiece thing started with MP1, but MP10 didn't come out for years after that. So I don't know if third party was around.
When did I buy my first third party figure? I think maybe like 2000. Well, that might have been MP10. Then was out by then. But I think I bought my first one like 2011, maybe. No.
But it was like around that time, right?
Yeah, 2012, 2013, maybe. But if I recall correctly, it was a Fans Project figure. It was part of that Menasor set, I think.
Oh, I think I remember that.
Yeah, I think it was.
I remember they did a Bruticus and a Superion. I didn't know they did a Menasor.
Yeah.
And the Bruticus was just replacement parts for a mainline Bruticus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like not replacement parts. Better. It was like a Vortex and Blast Off or something like that, or Vortex and Swindle.
No, it was Swindle and I think it was Blast Off.
Yeah. So,
do you find that like in different facets of your collecting? Because like that was specifically Transformers, but like I know you collect not Sideshow. What is it called? Storm collectibles. I know Mike collects Storm collectibles now, but like
I collect all sorts of stuff.
Your Mezco stuff, right? Like was there a different plateau? Like when you went from Legends to Mezco and like kind of up the bracket there, was it like the same feeling? Like you'd reached a different plateau in that collection?
Actually, I mean, yeah, I think so. Because my first the first time I really became aware of Mezco 112 was when they released their Black Suit Daredevil for a New York Comic Con exclusive, and this was back before New York Comic Con was anywhere near as big as it is now. And because at that time, you were still able to buy tickets to it, same day, right?
Right.
And this particular exclusive did not sell out right away. Like it was actually around, I think, for a couple of weeks or months, because it was I think leading up to Christmas time that year or whatever. I think it was when it was finally released. But anyway, yeah. So that was my first Mezco 112 figure, and just having it with with the soft goods costume and everything. Yeah, I think it did really
kind of raise the bar for you.
Yeah. It's these Marvel Legends are cool, but this is a really great figure.
Yeah, man, that's interesting. Mike, was that the kind of same for you?
Nah, for me, it happened when I realized that my collection needed its own room. Before, I had stuff, but it was kind of, here's some figures on the entertainment center, and here's some figures on this shelf, and here's some figures on that random shelf in the house, and whatever, and here's some in a bin that I don't even have out right now. And but I think it was probably shortly after Levy and John and when everybody moved out and kind of left me on my own at that house that we were living in, and I set up a room for my collection because I had this extra room. And when I started actually putting it up, and that was right around the time when I was going to conventions and kind of picking up the G1 box stuff, a lot of the stuff that's in my collection now. And at the time that was starting to grow. So I had a healthy amount of box stuff, and then a even more healthy amount of loose stuff, but it was enough that it needed its own space. And once it had its own space and it looked like something, that's kind of, I would say, when it happened for me.
That should take up a whole floor in your house, because doesn't it take up the whole basement?
Well, now it does, but no, there was a time when I had a lot more stuff than I have now, honestly, because I collected.
Really? Because I've seen the walkthrough videos of your basement, and that shit's packed. That's crazy.
You'll find this hard to believe, but there was a time when I owned every single Beast Wars figure there is, American wise, and some of the Japanese stuff. And I had Energon and Cybertron and Armada and Beast Machines and Machine Wars and Generation 2 and every goddamn thing that came out, I had it. And then I had to I had to trim that shit down. But all that happened before third party, honestly. So yeah, I thinned the herd a long time before, and then Levy got me into third party and Masterpiece and all that shit. Well, I was kind of getting into Masterpiece because I just didn't know about third party yet, but that kind of opened up a whole other can of worms. But
so would that be a second plateau then?
Yeah, that would have been a second plateau. But I still look to my original collection, when it needed its own space, when it was all just basically G1 stuff, as the main plateau. And I say that because I think that's the thing that sets my collection apart from a lot of other collections, because we can all go out and get all this modern stuff basically whenever we want to, or pre-order it. And, everybody kind of not everybody has the same collection, but everybody has similar collections. Maybe their choices in certain characters differ and stuff like that. But the thing that separates my collection from a lot of other people is the mix of vintage stuff with new stuff. So I would still put that as plateau number 1, third party shit, plateau number 2, and then number 3, when I opened up the fucking Scorpion and Sub-Zero for my birthday that one year, and that sent me down. That was
it's like that Grand Theft Auto meme. Oh shit, here we go again.
Yeah, but it wasn't but at that point, not that it only opened me up to Mortal Kombat. Then that was the door to all this other shit. Mortal Kombat.
Did you go into the Street Fighter stuff too?
No, I didn't. I was more of a Mortal Kombat guy back in the day. I like Street Fighter, but I wasn't into it anywhere near as much as I was into Mortal Kombat. And then on the pecking order of like franchises I'm into, it's way below Turtles and Marvel and, you know, Thundercats and G.I. Joe and a lot of the other shit that I was into. So it just never was even on my radar to collect that stuff, even though I think it looks nice.
Right. Yeah, you guys got on the new G.I. Joe wave too, right?
Yeah. Right now,
downtrodden.
Yeah. Well, because I know where it's headed, you know.
Yeah.
Right now, it's Transformers, it's G.I. Joe classified, it's Storm Collectibles, Mortal Kombat. It's a mix of Mafex, Amazing Yamaguchi, and Marvel Legends for like the Marvel stuff. And then I have Thundercats pre-ordered, and I'm gonna start getting them Silverhawks. Although that's a small cast. Both of those shows are kind of small cast. So the only thing that I don't have yet that I gotta like dive into at some point is Turtles, because I don't have any Turtles, and I don't know which way I want to go with the Turtles yet.
Well, whenever you fancy, I've got all 4 from the movie, and I got Casey Jones, also all the 7-inch NECA figures. So
yeah,
you let me know, because I'm willing to unload. I've been unburdening myself of some of this stuff just because like I don't have space anymore, like our apartment right now. So I've been kind of like slimming down stuff. My focus is reshifted since I started this new hobby, and
yeah,
you know, so like if ever you want them, like they're used, so they'd be cheap and you wouldn't have to track them down for ungodly online prices or anything. Or
yeah, I'll definitely keep that in mind. It's going to be tough for me to figure out what I want to do because of my what word am I looking for? Like my love for Turtles goes across different versions of them. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Oh, I mean, I watched the cartoon obviously, but like the comic, the Mirage comics were like really like what I loved, you know, turtle wise.
That's the black and white one.
It was the black and white one, and they were kind of scary sometimes.
Yeah.
They were a little more that was a little more written for adults, that comic book, as opposed to the cartoon that was more for kids. And then you had the movies, of course. So there's like, and then there's characters that go across, like Toka and Razor. To the best of my memory, were never in the comics or the cartoons. They were just movie characters. But then the comic books never got Rocksteady and Bebop, and it's like, and I like different characters from different versions, but you'll never be able to collect all of them and have them on a shelf together and have it look right, because they're all made by different companies and they're different scales, and it's just like, I don't know. The Turtles are tough.
Yeah, man. Like in regards to Turtles too, it's kind of like my relationship with Transformers, man. Because like I like the G1, so to speak, Turtles, like the very first cartoon of Turtles. But like where I really got into Turtles was like that 2003, where they were all like buff beefcakes. They look like Battletoads with shells. Right. I really like that one. The art style is really awesome. Like I got specifically that Michelangelo tattooed on my arm here, right? Mm-hmm. And like I've followed Turtles afterwards. I like the Michael Bay movies as much as everyone likes to him and haw about it. And yeah, but like it's weird for me because like much like with Transformers, I didn't jump on the turtle wagon until the generation after they became iconic, so to speak. But yeah, Jed, I'm sorry, I know you're muted and I didn't mean to hijack your show. But the question that I asked for everyone, I don't think you were here when I asked it, was like, when did you realize that your collection had reached a new plateau? Because like we all start somewhere, like going through bargain bins, picking up small pieces and whatever because they look cool. But when did you realize that like you'd reached a new plateau, is like a different standard that you're willing to accept? And like I guess price point, or like when you realized you were in it for the long haul type deal?
When he bought the other 4 Dinobots.
Wow.
We lost him again.
I upset him. I put him on the spot.
No, his
headlights.
His fucking his ISIS, you know, Wi-Fi.
ISIS Wi-Fi
is given out.
I know, man. For someone who knows so much about technology, how does he have like Kmart internet?
His location.
It's his location.
Oh.
But even that being said, like, I mean, how is there anywhere on the planet at this point that's like populated where either your cell phone don't work or your internet sucks?
There are actually people in this country that are still on dial-up.
Is that true?
Yes.
Actually, there's
Absolutely.
a dude that I worked with. He lives up north here, and they don't have very good internet either. He had his max internet is like 15 megabits per second, which I think is like 3 megabytes per second or something.
Yeah.
Which is insane to me because I've always paid for 100 megabits per second or like 75 megabytes for download speed at all times because like I play video games and I stream all the time and so on, right? So like on 3 megabytes per second, what am I going to do? Go outside? You know what I mean?
Am I going to go outside and like,
what do you do? Like, you don't have any sort of internet whatsoever. He's like, well, I hotspot on my phone and, you know, I just hang out with people and meet girls and stuff. I'm like, that's so weird.
It's so weird. It sounds so strange. I know we joke, but somebody out there is saying that for real.
Yeah. Yeah, really. I mean, it's COVID times, man. Fucking everyone don't want to go outside.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Some people don't want to go outside because they, you know, because of this whole virus and the world got weird and all that kind of shit. But like, I don't want to go outside because like, I just don't want to, I just don't like people.
No, I get you, man. Like if they ever lift the mask mandate here, because we still have it here, I think I'm still gonna voluntarily still wear a mask.
Wear a mask, yeah.
Just because, like, you know, before the virus, people were still eating ass and not brushing their teeth, and like I'm just not about that. Like, I'll keep the mask on, and save myself the.
Well, I eat ass. I mean, I'm gonna brush my teeth though, for sure. But
well, you will, yeah. But like, you know, the meth head Tony Roger down the fucking street ain't doing that shit. He's straight up sucking ass for a 20 stone. He don't give a fuck.
I feel guilty about saying that I don't like people because I do like people after I meet them. Sometimes, like, you know, it's not like I'm incapable of like making new acquaintances and new friends and stuff, but just I don't know. I guess it's just the general. If I had to generalize people, you know, it seems like the world's nuts, and I know that you can't judge by just like the nutcases that are on the internet. Like, there's decent people out there, and probably more of them than not, really. But it's not.
But for like 2 years now, the only thing we've had to go off of is what people say on the internet because
online,
we've been so secluded from the outdoors, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So it's like when that becomes your reality, that's your perception on the world now, because that's your only look into the world.
Yeah. Although it does have its upsides because it made me a little cynical towards human beings in general. So now when I am out and I run into somebody and they're extraordinarily friendly or, you know, whatever, it catches me off guard and I'm like, wow, that was a cool person that I just ran into, you know, like, but it's not really, it shouldn't be like that. Everybody should be like that. But when enough people, we see enough people acting like peckerheads and then you run into somebody that's not a peckerhead, it seems like an achievement, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. See, for me, it's the opposite. When I meet someone that's extra friendly, it's just like, you know, COVID, stay away 6 feet, you know, back up. I don't want no hugs. I don't know you. Keep your hands where I can see them. You know, I got goodies. Don't touch them.
Right.
You know, but yeah, man, I feel bad because like I joined and Jed dropped out, but like that's that was my question. Like for me, the reason that question came to mind is because today I made a purchase. It's my biggest Warhammer purchase to date for one single miniature. I bought I'll see if I can pull up a picture here and throw it in the Discord for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. But it's called the Storm Surge for my Tau army, and it was like $200 just for the one miniature. It looks rad as hell. But I've never spent that kind of money on one single piece before. And like when I bought it and I brought it home, I still haven't
in this collection or any collection, in the Warhammer collection, or are you talking any collection? Because
no, this is just in my Warhammer collection.
Oh, okay.
But it was like a similar feeling because you know what I mean. Because I'd done it with Transformers and I'd done it with like my Gears of War figures and my Titanfall figures and stuff like that. I've constantly been like hitting new plateaus, so to speak, with collecting. And with this, when I bought this piece, this thing's like, I don't know, 7-8 inches tall for a miniature. Wow. And that's pretty big for scale for this game.
Yeah.
So when I bought it and I got it home and I haven't taken it out of the box yet and I'm planning how I'm going to build it and paint it and so on, right? It was a similar feeling to like when I bought my first Masterpiece figure, like the Optimus Primal. And when I bought like my first third-party figure, like I realized, and like when I bought my first Detolf and I got away from the standard wooden bookshelves.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like I felt like I reached a new plateau in my collecting of this now.
That's funny that you say that, the display, the actual case itself. And I guess it probably ties into the same thing that I said, like when your collection needs its own room. Like that's when I first got that feeling for the first time. But I imagine that when I started setting them cases up, that was another thing. Because a lot of times, like, you get that wooden bookshelf or whatever, like most of the time that shelf it was in the attic or it was being used for something else. It's been repurposed and now it's a toy shelf. Or now, like, the first time you go out and you buy a shelf specifically with the intent of putting action figures on it is kind of like another step on the way up to, you know, this is no longer a shitbird collection. This is like a real collection when you start buying cases specifically for it.
Yeah, because now you're specifically invested. You're not just collecting things. You've got a bunch of things that you have a specific designation for, and you want to look a certain way, right?
And that's how it should be. And that's not to say, and I'm not commenting on your style of display, just that there is a style of display. Because when you're, I think Jed threw a meme up fucking years ago. It was like, $10,000 collection, $100 bookshelves from Walmart or whatever. Like like, I feel like if you're gonna spend a ton of money on action figures, especially like the kind of shit that we buy or whatever, that it gets up there in price a little bit. Like, I don't know, I feel like you're almost, I don't want to say obligated to display it the right way.
I've never been good taste.
I've been gone for a while because I've been fighting off this DOS attack from Canada, and now that I see Tosh here, I see why he's gonna take my spot.
Damn, you're on to me.
But luckily, I'll back to you.
DDoS you.
Denial of service. So, Mike, you mentioned that meme.
Well, I know what a DDoS is. I said, who's trying to DDoS you? Who from Canada did you piss off about?
You. You should have bumped me off the show. See how it is. It was just really funny how you popped on and like my internet just took a shit. So anyway,
I just told everyone that you were embarrassed because we dropped door together one time and I outshined you in every way.
It's not supposed to talk about that.
How you doing, bud?
Good, man. Mike, that meme you were talking about, the thousands of dollars on action figures, $20 Walmart bookshelf.
Yeah.
And that was actually Levy's collection that I used.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
that was yours. Do you still have that bookcase, Levy?
No.
I was gonna say,
that was from when we were in the apartment.
Yep.
Ah, okay.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I saw him post it, and I'm like,
that motherfucker.
That motherfucker. He used my picture. He used my shit.
That reminds me of the Latino Heat meme that you made that I still have saved on a phone here somewhere.
The one where he like took a selfie, like when he was like just coming out of hibernation, that one.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened with that. I swear I was just in Messenger, reading and stuff, occasionally posting shit. But like something happened, it snapped a picture and posted it. I'm like, what the fuck?
I wish you would have been sitting Indian style and nude.
Picture, He's sitting shirtless in bed in the dark, my hair all mussed up.
Yeah,
it's such an awful picture. I can't believe my phone fucking snapped a picture of me and then posted it to the fucking group chat. And I'm like, what the fuck? To this day, I still don't know how it happened.
That was your porn NFT.
Phil, Heat wants to connect with you.
Yeah.
There's been a few like highlight like DM or group message mishaps over the years or whatever, and that was one of them. Brother Kyle has an awesome one, and I will never talk about it on the show, but he had an awesome one in the TAC Bird Gang, which you'll have to ask him about if he decides he wants to tell you.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I think I know.
Yeah, it was one of those things where she was trying to send something to somebody and send it to us instead. And it wasn't a picture; it was just text, but it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's funny.
But the Filipino heat one, that was a good one.
So Mike, I have to ask on behalf of Dakota, since I'm here, is Vanessa okay?
Yeah, if you want her to come up and say hi, like if you want her to talk into the microphone, just so you know that she's alive.
Well, I think on behalf of all stinky fatties out there with no real life experience with a woman, I think you better do that for us so that we all know she's okay.
Yeah, well, there's more butt art coming tomorrow.
Oh my God. You need to make her own butt heart Facebook page called the Balloon Knot Spot.
The Balloon Knot Spot. I'll run that by her and see if that's something that she's interested in. But it's misleading because there ain't any balloon knot. Really, it's
No, I know that. Yeah. But like the fun part is trying to find the balloon knot in the butt print.
Oh.
You know, in case a little bit slips in there without her noticing, you know?
Yeah, I did get I got up in there with the Rams and the Bengals pretty far. I
was expecting you to show a selfie with like your face painted that way as well.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Like with like Bengals on one side of my face and yeah, you know what? Next time.
Yeah, next time.
That'll be the follow-up post like the following day, and just with no context, I'll just put it up and see if anybody gets it.
Man, you got to paint a Sub-Zero and a Scorpion on each cheek next time for her next print.
Yeah. Yeah. I got a Mandalorian and Grogu request from somebody.
Oh, now we're taking requests, are we?
Yeah.
This is what you need to do. You need to open up a Patreon.
Yeah, somebody said that. I'm like, I don't know who the hell would pay for that after the first one.
Listen, so I was on Twitch yesterday because one of my friends is streaming, and all on the side suggestion bar is just streamer girls doing ASMR licking the microphone, and I mean like 6 of them, and it's just girls dressed up in cosplay licking the microphone and whispering real close to the microphone,
and that's all they're doing.
Bro, thousands of viewers.
Oh yeah.
Huh. Well, maybe butt art has a future.
Have you heard of Rule 34, Mike?
I believe so, but you're gonna have to refresh my memory.
If it exists, there's porn of it.
Oh yeah. I've heard that
so
one.
There's dudes out there that live by that rule and don't ever actually interact with real life females and get all of their stuff off the internet. And that's I believe that's kind of where this whole Twitch thing came from, because dudes don't want to interact with real females. They want to quote unquote simp for online females. So why do you think feet pictures are so big, man? Like,
wait, why? What pictures are so big?
Feet pictures. There's dudes out there that pay $500 a pop for a picture of a woman's foot.
Yeah, and that's it. Yeah,
men are weird.
Yeah, definitely weird. But like I don't understand the thought process sometimes, because why pay whatever it is that it costs to see a girl in a bra and panties lick a microphone when you could just like go on Pornhub and see, and just whatever your imagination desires, you type it in the search bar and some form of it will come up, and it's free and it's like smut.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's weird.
I think like with the whole live thing, I think the idea of being recognized by someone you know what I mean, you're ogling, there's like a certain satisfaction to that. So like when they're typing in the chat and they're like, oh, stinky armpits 27. Yeah, that's a good idea. I should wax my toenails. And then that there is when the dude comes. You know what I mean? Like there's a certain formula to their way of thinking.
Oh, Decepticon, I see. I'll put the chocolate on my toes just like you. I see.
For them to read it, you have to pay like $25 just for the message to be highlighted. Like there's a financial dominatrix, man. Like people pay women to talk shit to them and then to also pay them. Like, you know what I mean? Like women will collect money and then talk shit to these guys, and they're all for it. You know what I mean?
When I was married, I used to get that for free.
Listen, Mike, know your worth.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You fucking loser. You fucking graphic design loser.
So yeah, to kind of rein it back in. I'm sorry to take you guys on such a tangent, but like to rein it back in, Jed. So the question was, I probably already repeated it. Actually, did you already answer the question? My question. Were you here when I read the question?
I wasn't here.
Jed, in a nutshell, he was basically asking like when like your collection went from like boy to like man, so to speak.
Yeah, when did you realize that your collection had gone to a new plateau? And like we all go through different new plateaus, but when was the first one?
Well, I wasn't really a nerd, so I didn't collect all those fucking shit until I met Mike and Levy. But I did have all the comic book collection. So I think when I spent thousands of dollars,
When he wasn't a nerd.
on bag, I was a comic book collector. That's not a nerd. I got money. You guys got shit. I got Wolverine #1. What do you got, bitch? MP10. Ooh.
I mean, to be fair, Jed and I are the only ones here that have proof that we've had sex before. I'm just saying.
I didn't. I was just.
I will show you a sock.
You can show me
that stands on its own. I'm sorry, go
Probably
on,
a
Jed.
cowboy sock.
It's like a sock puppet.
More like a sock statue now.
Yeah, I had my collection like forever, like just in regular comic boxes and stuff. I gotta like put like these like really nice Mylar bags and backs on it instead of the shitty polyurethane ones. Dropped like $4,000, I think it was, on bags and backs alone. I was like, all right, that's the next level up.
Bags.
Yeah, just bags and backs.
Like you did that all in one purchase?
Yeah, one shot. He called up I can't remember the name of the company. It's like a
Stanley.
They're yeah. No, it's like an archiving company. I think it's called Gerber LLC Gerber or something like that. And they're like, how many food. Yeah, it's the same thing, but they do archival bags and stuff like that for Library of Congress and a couple other businesses and shit like that. And I was like, I need I need like 14,000 bags and backs and on this side Mylar this, and they're like, are you a comic book store? I'm like, no. So then they shipped it all out, and then I got it, and then I slowly took 6 months to actually put stuff together. That was probably the next plateau in my collecting. And then, like I said, when Mike and Levy forced me to buy Transformer stuff, that's a level. Because
gun to your head, right?
I didn't really collect action figures. I didn't have anything like that. And then they were like, "Oh, buy this," and I bought the fuck. What was I? I can't remember if it was Fansoy's Hound I bought first, or if I bought the Ocular Max Ravage. It was one of the two. Those were most ones. And then we went to the show, and then I picked up Starscream, and after that was Snarl. I think I got the Fansoy Snarl. And then after that, they're like, you just can't get that. You got to get all the Dinobots. Geekers. You got to me fucking pressuring me into more and more and more. And now here I am, addicted. It's like it's like you just you give you here's a little bit taste, and now I'm fully blown addicted now.
What's your excuse for Play Arts Kai?
What's my excuse now today?
It's all related.
Related. Play Arts Kai. Because that was all on your own. These guys collect that. It was all on my own. Yeah. So they made me do it though. It's like if they didn't introduce you to the high of collecting action figures, you would have never found the appeal in those Play Arts.
It's like the endorphins of the purchase. It's like
I learned it from you.
Marijuana.
I learned it from watching you.
I learned it by watching you, Mike and Levy. I went from pot to cocaine to.
Wow.
And now I have no teeth.
You know, there's a thing called accountability, Jed. You might want to look into it.
Yeah.
Not today
true,
or
though.
anything. Just like
Yeah. And then I bought cases and all that shit. Then I had a dedicated room just to a collection. So I still remember telling my wife the one time I said I'll never be a crazy hardcore collector like Mike and Levy, where I have a whole room and fucking glass cases dedicated to the shit that I bought. And here I am. Fucking came back from IKEA a couple weeks ago with more fucking shelves.
I can see your wife going Joker one day and like just holding up a manager hostage, and my husband was a liar. And a fiend.
Like I said in the chat the other day, instead of using the $20 excuse anymore, I use the most of that's for Brother Kyle excuse. So
I know. When I picked this up, when I picked up the Storm Surge thing, I didn't realize it was going to be $200. So I'm at the hobby store and I was like, "Can I get a bag for it? I don't really want my wife to see me bring that in." They're like, "Well, our bags are bright green, so like she'll see you coming from a mile away." I'm like, "All right, well, I got to start working on my excuse on the way home, I guess."
I was gonna ask you, is that picture that you posted, is that your painting, or is that like an example of something?
No, that's a stock image. This is still in box. I haven't.
It's really cool.
I haven't even gotten to it yet. Yeah, I'm excited, man. This is the biggest model that I've ever owned. So it's going to be a pretty big undertaking. Outside, like I think it's like 7 or 8 inches.
Ooh.
Maybe bigger. I'll have to measure it once I get it put together. I'll send you guys like progress pictures and whatnot. But
awesome.
Yeah, man. Outside of that, the biggest one that I had was it's called the Riptide, and that one's probably about 6 or 7 inches. So, and this one's bigger than that. So maybe this one's like closer to 10, but it's a whole different caliber of mini that I've never experienced before, which I'm really excited to dig into.
Is it still considered a mini at that point?
Well, the scale is like
scale. Okay.
Yeah, 172 or some shit.
This is like the Voltron to the fucking, the little transformers that you have, right?
Well, if you, I might be able to get you a different picture here. But there's like an actual open cockpit on the Storm Surge with 2 little pilots in the top. That's the Riptide. I just sent that there. That's the Riptide there. I just painted up one of those.
Neat.
Storm Surge. Yeah, there's so it'll give you a bit of the scale, because like you guys have seen the little guys that I painted already, right?
Mm-hmm.
So where is it here?
Are those dudes like sticking out the top of the shoulders there on each that second picture?
Are they dudes?
Are they manned guns? Or are they just guns?
Oh no, yeah, they're just guns. They're just guns. The only one with like exposed pilots is the Storm Surge.
Okay.
And I can't seem to. Maybe I'll just type.
That's cool though.
Yeah, I'm super excited to get into it, because I've been having a lot of fun painting this stuff up, because I feel like I've reached a new level of my painting skills. Just from man, like it's a fucking game changer. I can't lie to you, like. And I've learned techniques for like wet blending and stuff. So like this is the picture here that I sent you. It's got like the open canopy, the open cockpit there. So it's got 2 little dudes in it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And you paint those little details and
yeah, dude. That's
that.
But you know what, man? The process of it is the alluring part of the hobby. Like the process of getting it together and painting it and assembling and so on. Like posing for me is big, and I think that comes from being an action figure collector before being a Warhammer collector. So like I like the customization of being able to pose the model the way that I want it to look on a base, and like creating a scenic base for it to sit on. It's almost like creating little scenic statues, right? And the painting process is just like I'm learning how to paint better every single time I pick up my brush. Every time I put paint to a mini, I'm getting better and better at it, which is really cool. And it's like therapeutic. because I'm not only getting better at painting and I'm getting better results, but I'm learning every single time that I pick up the paintbrush, and now I got the airbrush, and that's a whole new learning experience, which is, and it's got its own learning curve. But it's just like the process of learning and creating at the exact same time is probably the most alluring thing to the hobby that I can. It's the best way that I can explain being into the hobby as a painter, anyway.
Cool. As an artist,
The game side, yeah, as an artist and a father and a collector, This message is brought to you by 88.1 Twisted Chassis Radio on Spotify.
WNBC. WNBC.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll let you guys get back to your show. I don't mean to keep barging in like this, but I'm not going to stop. So the apology is not really that sincere, if I'm being honest.
Well, I was talking to you, Tyler.
Yeah, man. I'm just happy to be with you guys.
I was basically in a fucking pot brownie sandwich until you fucking came along. So thank you.
Damn, I missed it. All right, guys. Well, have a good night. Have a good rest of the show, and I'll catch you on the next one, probably.
You got it,
man.
All right.
Yeah.
Jed.
Yeah.
What's after the trailers?
Well, we watched, and we were talking about Yellow Jackets and stuff.
Oh,
and you were saying you were watching it with with Vanessa, right?
Yep. Yeah.
I finished the season. It was pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know who my favorite character is, but Christina Ricci cracks me the fuck up. Like, she plays a good weirdo, man. I mean,
oh yeah, they all play good weirdos.
Not the kind of weirdo that you're accustomed to her playing, but like a different kind of weirdo. But she does it just as well, all the same.
The younger version of Nat is Sophie Thatcher, blonde.
Yeah,
the punk rock chick or the whatever, and she was in a movie called Prospect with the dude's Mandalorian. His name Pablo Pascal. Is that his name?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Pedro Pascal. And she is actually in the Book of Boba Fett. Levy. She was one of the motorcycle bike chick. She was the bike chick with the blonde hair.
Oh,
so same chick that's in Boba Fett was in the movie with Pedro Pascal, who is in Yellow Jackets.
Oh, she's in Yellow Jackets.
Yeah.
Not Pedro Pascal's in Pedro Pascal's.
He's nice. No.
Okay.
No, It was 3 degrees of separation because they were in a movie together called Prospect, which was a fucking awesome movie. And then they were in the Book of Boba Fett together. And then she's probably one of the main characters, I'd say, Mike. She's probably one of the character.
Yeah.
From the Flash. It's like the younger Juliette Lewis.
Oh, okay.
It's good though. It's a good show.
It is a good show. Yeah. And I didn't, there's some interesting shit going on. Like that's definitely one of those ones where you don't find out like all what's going on and how weird it is until you make it, a few episodes in.
Yeah. I watched the first season of Reacher. That was pretty good too. We were talking about before about the show.
Yeah.
Last week or the week before. That got renewed for a second season. It was actually really good.
Yeah, that I haven't seen yet.
You watch any anime?
Nah, I haven't watched much of it. Nah, still waiting on English to come out for that second part. But I didn't watch a whole lot of anything this week because like once I got the word about once we decided what we were doing with the edition and I got that bug in my head about getting rid of that other case and building the base and putting up the details and doing all this shit and that shit. Like I was just single-minded. Like all I did this week was work, bang Vanessa, go to the gym and finish the collection room. Like that's all I did all week.
Are you putting are you gonna put carpet on that side of the basement?
Nah, I'm just gonna leave it how it is. I have that gym, like those puzzle piece gym mat type.
Right.
But I have them upside down because they're all gray on the bottom rather than the multicolored.
Oh, right.
Shit that's going on the other side. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave it as is.
Cool.
I'm not going to go out of my way to like try to finish that room up all. Well, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens once it's all finished.
I was gonna say I didn't know, like, since you're gonna use it, I thought maybe you start with the floor first before you start putting more and more shelves on it and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not. The floor is like, honestly, it doesn't really even bother me at all.
Yeah, just throw down a rug or two.
It's more the walls that would bug me, if anything.
Well, I mean, you cover it with shelves. You don't have to worry about it too much, right?
No, not really, because the one case is only it's like a tabletop type of case, like a countertop type case or whatever. So that only goes up. That's only 3 feet tall. So there's a lot of wall that shows above it.
Yeah. How about you, Levy? Did you watch anything? Anything good?
Legend of Vox Machina.
Yeah. Watch that too. It's been good. Have you caught that yet, Mike?
Nah, not yet. Not yet.
No.
Nope.
Not one.
No, not a single episode.
You wait one more week and then you'll be able to basically watch the whole season in one shot.
Yeah, that'll be all right. Yeah, I'll be all right with that.
You want to move on to weird news?
Yes.
Let me get weird news.
Sorry about that. I knocked over a figure. Weird news.
WN.
Okay, so this first one comes from IFL Science. Single hacker takes down North Korean internet while in pajama pants and eating corn snacks.
Yeah. It's the only way to do it.
Yeah. This is posted on February 7th of this month. Most of North Korea's internet was taken down by a single hacker, according to a recent report from Wired. Apparently, on January 26th, North Korean news reported that a distributed or DDoS attack took the entire country off the internet, following up on a smaller attack on January 14th. So they say it's common for one server to go offline for some period of time, but these incidents have seen all web properties go offline concurrently. So like this guy apparently took down like all of North Korea's internet.
That's great.
The hacker who's claimed responsibility and has provided evidence for the hack told the news organization Wired that he conducted it from his home in the U.S. while watching Aliens in his pajama pants and eating spicy corn snacks.
That's embarrassing for their IT department, is it not?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
DDoS.
That's okay. Kim Jong-un probably had them executed by now, so.
A communication disruption can only mean one thing. Invasion.
So the hacker, named only as P4X over concerns for his safety and legal fears, claimed that he was hacked by spies during a campaign against Western security researchers. Though he came away from the attack with his important data unscathed, he was disturbed by being attacked by a whole nation and what he perceived to be a lack of response to the U.S. government. A year later, he decided to settle the score. And he says, I want them to understand if you come at us, it means some of your infrastructure is going down for a while. So,
revenge is a dish best served cold. And it's very cold online, Levy. I had a DDoS attack too. Again, it was like the fourth one now.
Canada.
No, not tonight. From on the Hidden Toys website, like a week ago or so, maybe two.
Mm-hmm.
So I redirected it right back to Amazon's web services because it was coming from AWS. Because I'm assuming the hacker was using AWS to DDoS my site. So I fucking took it and I redirected it right back to AWS. So after a little while, they eventually saw that they were looping themselves back in and took care of the problem. So,
who hates you? Who hates you to freaking give you a DDoS?
This one was somebody in the Philippines. Maybe relation? I don't know, Levy.
Nah, I don't know nobody over there.
It's just a random. It's like all those. It's like a what do they call that? Ransom not ransomware. Yeah, I forget the name of the exploit. Basically, you get a service and then they send you a ransom note. Basically says if you want to have this, if you want the tab taken off, you will pay this amount.
Yeah.
And then I go, fuck you, and I fucking deal with it myself. So
yeah.
No, it was this one was from it was an island nation. I'm just trying to think of, I can't remember the name of it. It was out over toward not the Philippines. It was out toward over where southern Japan. I forget what those areas are. Not Tonga. I don't know. It was like a small island nation. I can't remember the name of it though. Whatever. What else you got, Livy?
So, this comes from the New York Post. Bored Russian museum guard drew eyes on $1.4 million painting on his first day.
That's great.
Yeah. So apparently a bored security guard in Russia damaged a prized $1.4 million painting of blank faces by doodling eyes on them at a museum, according to reps from the art house.
Googly eyes. Mother Russia, we put googly eyes on you.
Here's a picture of it.
Oh man, that's good. You should use the googly eye stickers. I think that would have been cooler.
Yeah, the 60-year-old guard allegedly drew the peepers on Anna Laporskaya's avant-garde artwork, 3 figures with a pen, during his first day at work at the Yeltsin Center Gallery in Yekaterinburg in Russia, I guess. Museum spokeswoman told The Guardian Wednesday. His motives are still unknown, but the administration believes it was some kind of lapse in sanity. The security guard who was not identified was fired and charged with vandalism. It's now expected to cost $4,600 to restore the 1930s painting, which has been on loan from the State Tretyakov Gallery in Moscow. So this is what it originally looked like. And so this guy went and decided to draw eyes on the 2.
That's really funny that you just sent us the original, Levy, because like the one that he did just got the little dots on there. Like it was a big major change and shit. Well, hang on, let me show you the original.
Well, no, I mean, like the original, you get to see the full frame.
Oh, okay.
If you go that far and you put eyes on some fucking painting, I would do a word balloon out of that, fucking in that space up above. You're like,
yeah, for real.
Well, a lot of stuff here,
Or where's the mustache?
Right.
So yeah, that's it from a weird news then.
Toy news, man. I got surprisingly little, obviously, because there's only news. Has only been a few things happened since 7 days ago. And the only thing that I could find Transformer-wise right now is that Zeta is doing a masterpiece. Oh, no. I got a second piece. I'm sorry. Zeta is doing a masterpiece scaled Superion in this black color scheme, which is have you seen that? Have you guys seen it?
No, I haven't seen
it. Was talking about it today, I guess, yesterday.
Yeah,
today.
It's basically a Nemesis Superion, I guess, is the best way to describe it without having any pictures in front of me.
Yeah. Is it? Was there red in there? I remember seeing the green and the black, but
yeah, there's a little bit of red. Yeah, hang on.
Okay.
I'm grabbing a link from TCP. They have it up for pre-order already. Superiotron Darkside is called.
No.
Is
typical Decepticon colors.
Does that exist anywhere? In any type of canon? Or is it just like another cash grab of a repaint?
That's just another cash grab. I think. I don't remember seeing this in any kind of media or anything. So
Zeta's going to go down the Toy World route and start a bunch of different repaints of their combiners.
Well, except that the Toy World one, for the most part, was all like they did like the G2 and Diaclone Orange or whatever. Like they did other that made some sort of sense. Like this one, I don't know.
Some of them did not make any sense at all. What was that?
Like
Was it like
which ones?
Purple rock candy one, or was it some really off the wall like clear red color or something? Or I forget.
I don't remember seeing a red one. A clear red Devastator.
14 of them or something like that. One of them's like a I thought one was like a rock candy weird color.
I mean, there was a clear one. There was a clear green and purple one, but I don't remember I don't remember. And I'm not saying that doesn't exist. I just don't remember it.
Maybe was it purple? Maybe it was purple. I don't know. I have to go and do a lookup on all the Toy World fucking releases. But I know they had like you said, there was like, the comic book one. There was a Diaclone one. There was, like the coolest one I think is the weathered one.
Weathered one, cool, yeah.
But
was there a cell shaded one?
I think so, yeah. Or am I thinking of a paint job? Maybe.
Yeah, it could be. Anyway, I just it's pretty wild, man, to spend. And to be fair, it's a pretty decent price. I think they got it for $450 for an MP combiner, so that's a really good price for that. But I don't know, that's a lot of space to take up. I'm all about space now, but it's a lot of space to take up on a spot where you might have to put an Abominus or a Piranacon or your Defensor or one of these other ones that's going to be getting finished up soon. This is weird. Like, I think it looks dope, but I don't know, not for me.
They did a dark one too in purple.
Did they?
Devastator.
Black and purple. Yeah.
Yep.
Wild. Let's see. And my other piece of toy news was the Moon Studios. Moon Studios came out with some pics of their 5th train bot. And there that is. And that looks really good. I guess this is one of the arms. And that's all I got. Everybody still there?
Yes.
Yeah.
I really like this train set, man.
Yeah.
I really do. I hope they do a box set or like a gift set after it's all said and done.
I don't know what to make of this cream color of the Moon Studios train bot. I'm sure it's accurate and everything like that, but I don't know.
I'd have to look them up. I mean, I vaguely remember it, but let's see here.
No, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I like it. Just that particular color. I'm not really familiar with the guys that make up Raiden.
Is that him? No. Yeah, I get them all mixed up all the time because I'm not super. I'm familiar with the Raiden, but I'm just not familiar with each character that makes them up. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it's not bad because I guess you want some kind of color variation on the figure so that it all doesn't just look samey.
I'm putting a picture of the original G1 in there right now.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's the right color. It's just, I don't know. I think on that figure, it just looks unpainted, and that just it just comes across looking like plastic to me. You know what I mean?
Cream color is a tough color to do, like they did with X Transbots did with their breakdown. Like, it was accurate, but when you looked at it, it just looked like it was a figure that sat in the windowsill too long. You know?
Yeah. Like that color to me is just a very plasticky looking color. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when you look at other colors of plastic, you know, it can not necessarily look painted, but it looks like this looks purposefully plastic, if that makes any sense.
Right.
You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel you. I can see that. Opinion.
So, the color, it actually kind of like makes me think of like unpainted plastic. You know what I mean? Just with just the generic plastic color.
I want everybody to rewind this part of the show and I want you to take a shot every time Levy says the word plastic.
But yeah, okay, so I guess I made my point.
Yeah, plastic.
I just don't want people listening to this to be like, they're plastic toys, dumbass.
Well, no, I mean, we realize that. Like, I understand what you're saying. I definitely understand what you're saying. I can see it. It could be the way it's lit too.
And I also didn't mean to make our listeners sound like condescending pricks.
Yeah, you did, Levy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
That's all I got for my part of the toy news. If anybody else got anything they'd like to add.
So, Mike, they did make a cell shaded one, of course.
Did they?
Yeah, constructor. Yeah, constructor.
Yeah. Huh. And you sure you're not looking at a custom?
Right. Yep. And then they did this one. Can I upload? Let's see. This.
Oh yeah, that one.
Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is it clear? Am I imagining shit?
No, it's not clear. That you're talking about the purple.
Yeah, is the chest split now?
No,
I guess it's not.
it just looks metallic.
Yeah.
Like metallic.
Okay, that's one. And then they had the G2 one. Was that the?
Yeah, they did a yellow one.
That was the orange one, right? Yeah,
How many
yellow
of these like alternate colors do you think they actually sold?
Oh, probably a lot if they kept making them.
Yeah, more than you think.
Yeah, I know. It's like
it seems ridiculous to us, but
I think that the black and purple one. I mean, that's automatically going to sell because people are suckers for black repaints, and when you put purple with it, it just looks awesome.
Right.
It was I think I was thinking of the clear orange one. Is that enough?
They made a clear orange one.
Yeah,
clear.
I know they made a clear green one, but yeah, they did the clear orange one too. Here, upload that.
Oh my god! like who wants a clear, translucent freaking toy? I don't understand that.
The only time I want a clear one is when it has and it's on purpose, like a Starscream's ghost type of thing.
I mean, if people like translucent stuff, then more power to you. But the appeal of it is lost on me. Yeah,
same here. Well, anybody else have any other toy news they'd like to add?
I saw something on toy shits or the fuck Instagram account that is, but they're gonna do I don't know if it's gonna be a Star Wars Black or whatever, but it looks like that anime they did, that Star Wars Visions.
Yeah,
looks like they're gonna do figures of those. Some
have they started shipping out the HasLab Razor Crest?
Someone in the Philippines actually had. Yep. Okay. They showed a picture of it and stuff like that. Okay. What was I was going to say something that was real. The people doing that Star Wars going to be SH Figure Arts, so the company. So it's not a whatever series they call that under SH. Dor sent me a link to a review on the Hot Toys classic Spider-Man costume. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Looks really good. That'll probably be out next month. I don't think there was anything else. Maybe the Hasbro dropped some of those X-Men figures. Did you guys order any of those? Havoc and Sabretooth?
No.
We didn't last week. We didn't last week or this week.
Crush. It was was it, what was that? That was like a little mini tank. Was that Bone Crusher?
The Reaver?
There was the Bone Crusher wave. There was a Build-A-Figure for that wave. That was the one. That was the wave with the Wolverine claws that were like on fire.
We talked about them last week. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meh.
But didn't you say that you want? I thought you guys said you wanted to get the classic Havoc out of that wave.
Nah, I think it looks cool, but no, I didn't have any interest.
What's that?
Nah, I thought it looked cool, but I didn't have any interest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not really big into buying Marvel Legends right now either.
Oh,
so
fucking snobs, all right? Fucking 6-inch snobs.
Yeah. I'll yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'm a snob. How about some Q&A, Levy? Do we have any questions?
Yeah. Sure.
Since you remembered to post it this week.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Oh, did you guys see that the autopsy thing came back for what's his name? Bob Saget?
Bob Saget?
Bob Saget
Yeah.
hit his head, man.
Yeah.
That's sad, man.
Yeah. No drugs,
That
no
really
nothing.
is.
No
Nope.
nothing than what everybody fucking head injury.
Yeah. Okay, so we have two questions. First one comes from Gary Allen, and he says, at what point in time did you consider yourself an adult collector? Was there a gap from your preteen, puberty, dating, early adult years when you stopped buying toys and then eventually started? Can you remember what the purchase was that reignited buying toys?
I'm gonna answer this almost exactly the same way I answered Tyler's question earlier. It was after you guys moved and I set up a room for my stuff and started like going to conventions or whatever, like the toy conventions and botcons and shit. Cause I didn't go to botcons until I was like in my early 20s, I think. My first botcon was like once I set up a room for my stuff, that's probably when I would say that it happened.
Yeah, this is awfully similar to Tyler's question.
I think Tyler read Gary's question and jumped online to pull the
He
rug.
hijacked his question.
You hijacked his question. Yeah.
Well, I would mine as well. I was not a nerd back then, so it wasn't until you peer pressured me into buying figures that I actually had big figures. So, nerd.
All right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, for me, just like how I answered Tyler's question, when I bought my first third-party figure, I knew I was in the big leagues.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Livy, do you only have one Hot Toys figure? Is it just that Superman?
Yeah, that's my only Hot Toys figures. That's Superman.
Oh, yeah, is that the only one?
And that's an older Hot Toys too.
Right, but that's your only one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah, all the others are TV League Fison, except for my Malcolm Reynolds one, which is Quantum Mechanics.
Cool.
So
buying that Hot Toys Superman basically was a gateway into getting those TV League stuff, right?
No, because I actually had the TV League stuff before I got the Superman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because remember, my first one was She.
That was your first. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought that Superman was the first one.
No, that was probably that was one that I actually posted about and stuff, because that was like kind of like a grail piece for me.
Cool.
So,
what are the questions we got?
Gary Allen has a second question. Says, what does Levy Curry think of Amazon's Vox Machina? I personally love it. It's an absolutely fantastic show. I love all the little references and everything, and I love that when they cast spells, if you're knowledgeable in Dungeons and Dragons, you know exactly what spell they're casting. It's just an all-around great fucking show. So anybody that's a fan of adult-oriented animation, check it out. If you're into D&D, check it out. And if you just like cool shit, check it out, man. Fucking great show. What do you think of Vox Machina, Jed?
I like it. I think it's funny. I notice how they change a couple things here and there, of course, to make the show work better.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, which is good. I like how they kind of refined all those hours of gameplay down into like 24-minute episodes.
Yeah.
I think Scanlan as the comedy relief was a perfect choice. There was a couple episodes, like the first two episodes were like really fucking strong, like they did like that little mini thing and with the story with the dragon, but then the whole longer story arc that they have going now with Whitestone, there's a couple like moments in there was kind of a lull, but I think I think it's because I already know the story and I know where it's going and I know the characters and all that stuff like that. It's I think parts of it for me were like a little boring because I was like, oh, all right, yeah, the dialogue, getting the character arcs and everything down. But to people who never, watched it or listened to it or whatever, it's like all brand new to them. So it's for the pacing and stuff. But yeah, no, I think it's going. I think it's really good, and the animation is really good too. It's like on the same level and quality as like Voltron or Castlevania. But yeah, it's awesome.
And Mike, you haven't watched it yet, right?
No, I have not.
Okay.
But he will though.
But I will,
because he's into it.
He should. It's actually a really good show, even if you're not a D&D fan.
Yeah, Mike.
You guys are fucking idiots.
I'm just relaying what Levy's saying. I'm drilling it home.
I'm just saying, if you're not a D&D fan, you can still enjoy this show.
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah,
you're the one that's making the association to Mike.
No, it's just you keep forgetting that he said that he does want to watch it, and it's really interesting to him. He just hasn't had the time to get around the watch.
I know.
I told every time this show comes up, I say I want to watch it. I don't not like it because it's D&D, nor do I really dislike D&D outside of just like the comedy bit of me disliking D&D.
Yeah,
but no, I have not watched it. I didn't watch it an hour ago, and I still have not watched it.
Yeah, Levy.
Oh, okay.
It's a good show, Mike. You should watch it.
Yeah. An hour ago when I said I didn't watch it, I was telling Levy. 2 seconds ago when I said I didn't watch it, I was telling the brownie.
But it's a good show, Mike. You should watch it, man.
Yeah, you should watch it. Yeah.
Oh my God. So our second question comes from Jared Bell. Says, how many vehicles does Moon Knight own? Asking for a friend.
Moon Knight owns a helicopter, a limo, and a glider.
Doesn't he have a jet too?
The helicopter's kind of looks like a jet. Kind of. It's like it looks like.
Doesn't he have like a commercial jet or something?
Like an actual jet? Oh, yeah. That I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah,
not 100% sure on that.
Rich motherfucker. I'm pretty sure he has like a that flies around. Yeah,
I think Jared was trying to pull this money card bullshit because thought Batman was going to be able to out money Mark Spector, but and he probably has a little bit more maybe, but Mark Spector's got some dough. And if he ain't got no dough, his best friends got dough, and if they ain't got dough, they best friends got dough. Bring all your ass and titties with you.
But like Moon Knight doesn't name his fucking vehicles dumb names, right? It's not like the Moon Copter, right? Or the Moon Glider, is it?
It might be. Yeah, it might be. I think the glider, the glider, I think he calls the Angel Wing or some shit.
Well, that's
I think
cooler than the Moon Copter.
Moon Knight. Let's look it up. Moon Knight's helicopter. I hope it comes up as the Moon Copter.
Moon Copter.
It comes up as the Moon Copter. Yes, it's called the Moon Copter. Yeah.
Dumbass.
You ever see this meme? Do you ever see this meme that I posted in there?
That's a meme. It looks more like a comic strip.
Well,
Moon Copter.
It's a meme because they completely redid all the dialogue.
Oh, if I click on it, I'll probably lose my internet. So I'm gonna I'll watch it after the show.
Well, no, it's not a video. It's just that picture.
Oh no, I know. I'll probably lose the internet if I click on it. I don't want. It's going pretty good right now. I don't want to tempt fate. So
you might get hacked by the guy that hacked the North Koreans with a DDoS.
It was Moon Knight.
It was Moon Knight. That lying fuck.
Is there more to Jared Benson, or is he just trying to troll the show with his Batman-esque question?
Vehicles does Moon Knight own? No, that's it.
I know that Moon Knight owns a lot more guns than Batman does.
That's the easy one.
Yeah.
Well, if that was the end of Q&A, I will go around and ask if anybody has anything to add. Jed, Levy, anybody?
Nah, I'm good.
No, I don't think so. Just glad we're on schedule. When today came around to do the second show that we did for week, gave me like flashbacks of doing the show every week, and then I realized how fucking tiring it was to do a show every week.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm like, oh, I'm so glad we only do it fucking once every 2 weeks instead of weekly. So
I agree.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if we're all good, then enough's enough. We're out.